Hi guys, I wanted to do a little Sunday afternoon get ready with me, even though I'm not really going anywhere, but people seem to do get ready with me's all the time at like midnight or just when they're getting ready for bed or whatever. So I thought I was just gonna try out some new stuff that I got. If you saw my 2000 point Ulta haul, you know that I picked up the Alyssa Edwards palette from Anastasia. I also picked up the eye primer and the Smith & Cult Canceled Concealer. And I've gotten some new brushes and some other things and just some other stuff that I want to play with. And so I just thought I would do a little bit of a life update and some playing with your makeup. And if you're into that, keep watching. Well, the one thing about filming in my neighborhood is that none of my neighbors ever stop doing things. So that's just, I've got people hammering over there and they're hammering over there and there's a little kid running over there, and that's just part of living downtown where I live. So if there's noise, I really can't apologize for it. So anyway, I just thought that I would start out with a bit of primer. So this is the Airbrush Away primer by number 7. It's just a little guy that I got in a gift set, and I really do like this primer. It looks like that. And I know I've done quite a few makeup videos lately. I haven't really been keeping up with my collectibles part of the channel. It's just because I haven't been buying anything collectibles related lately. I had my eye on the Walgreens Dracula, the one holding the candle, because I do have the original one from the Universal Monsters collection, and I would like to add that other one to my collection. But I think it's only come up online once, and I didn't have a chance to get a hold of it, so I'm looking out for it to see if I can get it. There's some other stuff that I've been looking at. I'm trying to think. There are just so many Funko Pops coming out right now, and it's just kind of, I don't really know. It's easier to just say that I'm not gonna get that than to say, oh yeah, I really want that. And I've just been really disappointed in the lack of Star Wars things that are coming out, and there's not many rock candy that are coming out, and not many that I'm interested in. So hopefully the Amazon Smuggler's Bounty box will be good. I'm definitely getting that, and that'll be coming, I think, next week or sometime this coming week. And hopefully that'll just be really good and I can find some really good stuff to show in that box. But for right now, Funko's not really doing much for me. Just not really at all. I'm not feeling like collecting anything. So, but I do want to play some with makeup and play with the makeup I have, so that's what I've been doing. And if you're here for my collectibles videos, sorry that I haven't been able to put out any content lately. It's just that when I put out collection videos and that kind of thing, people don't seem to be super interested. People seem to like my rock candy video quite a bit. But for sort of shelfy Sundays and things that I've done with my Tsum Tsums and that, people just don't seem to care. So I can't just be a haul channel bringing things in all the time. So I just haven't been doing those. So all right, need to get moving on this makeup. So I think I'm gonna do my brows first, and I'm gonna do brows with some powder. So I think I'm going to use Freshly Toasted right here. This is my little Cocoa Blend Voyager. As you can see, I've hit Super Pan in Bitter Start. I've been watching I've gotten into the 3rd season so far, and watching RuPaul's Drag Race on Amazon Prime. And it's really kind of inspiring, and it's just like a good show to have on sort of in the background when you're doing other things, but it kind of helps me understand a little bit more about what's going on in the world of makeup and where a lot of trends come from, which is pretty cool. And the show's not perfect, especially, you know, the shows that I'm watching are about 10 years ago, so I mean things have definitely changed. But I really do like the makeup style that a lot of the drag queens have, and kind of get inspired to be a little bit more out there. I am definitely not someone who's very out there with their makeup. I like to try, but I don't have the eye shape or the technique really to sort of reshape my face or anything. I just like to wear different fun colors, and I tend to do the same sort of style of eye makeup a lot, with like a dark crease and then a bright lid. And I've just sort of come to accept that that's the way I do things, and that's what I think at least looks good on me, and it works for me, so. And that is the Colourpop Brow Boss Gel. This is just the clear version. Dries down clear, so his brows are a little bit pulling red, but that's okay. I just wanted them a little bit defined and not too blonde as like they normally are. So next I'm going to use the Anastasia eye primer, and a little dab will do ya. This stuff, like that much, that's all you need. Stuff is very bright. I'm just going to use a brush with this, and as you can see, a little bit goes a long way. It's very brightening. But it does seem to keep my shadow on, and that's all I ask really of a primer. It's a $23 primer, which is a lot, but seems to be working okay in the last week that I've used it. And I haven't been able to post much lately because my house is kind of a shambles right now. I had some plumbing work that had to get done, and it was originally supposed to be just in the kitchen. Because I don't have a basement, they had to dig through the concrete, jackhammers and everything, and go down into my kitchen pretty deep. And then because they couldn't find any like good pipe to connect the new PVC to, they had to go into the living room. So I had 2 rooms in my house that were completely torn up, and I only recently got my sort of room back together. I'm dealing with insurance and all those good fun things, so everything's just been all over the place. It's been dusty, it's been gross, my allergies have been acting up, and not really been feeling super glamorous and like I want to film, but you know, I just decided today that I just wanted to sit down and do that. This is one of my newest brushes. This is one of the new Sephora brushes, those little pink brushes that are about $8. This one was $8, and this is a little shadow brush, so I'm going to use that with Bitter Start right here and just set the eye primer. You know, it's been just hard because my water was turned off for a whole day, and so I had to bring in water into my house, and you know, you can't take a shower, you can't flush the toilet. It's, you know, it just feels gross. And to top it all off, I have been really missing my mom. She's been in Russia for the last week and a half. She's an artist, and she's there for an art show. And I'm really proud of her for the accomplishments that she's been able to make, and the fact that she was invited all the way to Russia to take part in the show and to present. But I've just really missed her, especially when my house has not been feeling like my home lately, and sometimes you just need to be able to call your mom, and because she's in Russia, I haven't been able to do that. And I don't want to bother her while she's, you know, on vacation, trying to have fun, and also doing, you know, things for her professional art. I don't need to be bothering her with all my troubles. So it's just been a little bit, I've just felt a little bit displaced this last week and a half, and I think I'm gonna start with the Alyssa Edwards palette, and I think I'm gonna go with the Supreme in the crease. So I'm gonna take this crease brush from ABH Cosmetics. This is from one of their sets. It's like a rose gold set or something like that, or a molten rose, something like that. So I put that in the crease. That is already, I'm like, yes, I love that. It's a beautiful bright peachy color. It looks kind of dull in the pan, but it looks really nice and bright as I'm putting it on. I'm not sure how it looks. I think it looks pretty bright on the camera, but it's looking really, really bright in the mirror right here. This is actually the first time that I'm using it, so I'm hoping that the colors are bold and work well with the primer and work well with other shadows. And I just love a peachy crease, so this is working well for me right now. And I think I'm going to use this color right here, Ho or H-O-E. I haven't gotten far enough in RuPaul's Drag Race to figure out what that stands for. I could probably just Google it, but yeah, I'm going to use that on the outer V. I'm just going to use this little brush here. It's like a Walgreens brush. So I'm really excited because D23's been going on this week, and they have announced so many things for Disney Plus that are really exciting, and especially the Star Wars stuff. So they released the trailer for The Mandalorian, which I've been saving to watch. I've seen it all over Instagram, but I've saved it on my YouTube to watch later. But it looks pretty exciting to see all the characters finally get revealed. So looking forward to watching that this weekend. And they finally announced the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So excited for that. I'm so excited for that. Oh my gosh. The best part is that the people who've been screaming for an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie can finally shut up. Oh my gosh. It's just one of those things that's just like, yes, we know you love him. We know you want him to have his own movie. Just, can you stop now? Cool. But I'm sure Ewan McGregor's gonna kill it. I'm sure it's gonna be awesome. And hopefully we'll really fill out that era on Tatooine when Obi-Wan was watching over a young Luke, and yeah, anything that sort of fills in the original trilogy, makes it have a few more layers is always, I'm always up for that, because the original trilogy is where my heart is. So anything that adds more dimension to it, I'm totally about. And we all know that Ewan McGregor was one of the best parts of the prequels, so. One of the other big things is I think they recently announced that there's going to be a Cassian Andor series with Diego Luna and Alan Tudyk, which is really exciting because they were a really fun duo in Rogue One, and I love Rogue One, one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Ranks up there with, I don't know, it's hard to say it ranks up there with the original trilogy just because that's just so part of my childhood, but it is definitely one of my favorite Disney movies from the Star Wars world. I'm gonna have to use Dream It, this beautiful blue right there, pressed powder, and I'm gonna use my Chanel number 2 and just pack that on the mobile lid. There we go. Let's see. Ooh, very pretty. Love that. It's like a bright primary blue, almost purplish. That's gorgeous. So pretty, and I'm just gonna pack it on because honestly I'm probably going to wash it off right away, so hopefully I don't have to worry about too much staining, but I want this to be bright blue. And this is coming off very, very bright. Yeah, very, very bright. So are you guys keeping track of what's going on at D23? What are you excited about? I also saw the trailer for the streaming Lady and the Tramp remake. I didn't even really know this was coming out, and I'm kind of excited for it. One of the few like live action remakes they're doing that I'm really excited for, and really for a couple reasons. And first of all, dogs, so cute. And Tramp is being played by a real life rescue, which is awesome. And they've changed a lot of things about it. And one of the things I'm most looking forward to is seeing Ashley Jensen playing the Scottish Terrier. If you don't know, look back here. I've always, since I was 11 years old, my family has had Scottish Terriers, and I love them. They're the best dogs ever, and I'm really excited to see how they sort of gender swapped Jock and Jackie. That looks so, so cool, and I saw a little bit of her running in a little sweater in the trailer, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'll watch that movie just for the Scotty, It is so freaking adorable. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm definitely sold on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's a little disturbing how much of my money Disney gets, but I mean, it's gonna basically be the Star Wars channel, so I can't not subscribe. I have to see The Mandalorian, and I want to see the Cassian Andor and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm gonna have to see that Lady and the Tramp, and hopefully they're gonna have so much more of their catalog streaming on there, especially the Marvel movies, and of course Loki, the Loki series. Are you kidding me? So as far as Marvel goes, I've kind of, like, I know everyone is just freaking out about Endgame. It's the end of their childhood, or, you know, whatever. I've not really been able to keep up with the Marvel movies for about a year. I finally saw Black Panther on Netflix a couple months ago, and it's great. It's amazing movie. And I did see Captain Marvel at the theater, but I have not seen any of the new Spider-Man movies. I haven't seen the second Ant-Man. I haven't seen Infinity War, and I haven't seen Endgame. I just kind of fell off after a while, and I gotta get back on, but it's not for me. The Marvel universe is not for me what the Star Wars universe is. I mean, it kind of filled that gap for me for a while when there wasn't really anything Star Wars coming out. And I started my love with Marvel, the MCU, with the Captain America movie, which, unlike a lot of people who started it off with the Iron Man movie, I didn't really see that until later. So the Captain America movie was the one that sort of brought me into the fold and got me interested. And now we're gonna use, let me see here, we're gonna use a little bit of Believe, this deep purple right here, with a little brush, and sort of blend that in. I'm trying to fix the lighting on this, but I just don't think it's gonna work today. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I dislike anything particularly about the MCU, but I don't really have anyone else to talk to about it. I had a friend who was very into it and then just sort of fell off because of the decisions that Marvel was making about casting certain characters, and it just it just didn't feel for him that it was particularly progressive, and I totally get that. I mean, I really liked Captain Marvel, but I felt it was a little bit too self-congratulatory on Marvel's part. I mean, I went and saw Wonder Woman a year before that and was like, this is amazing, go girl, I love you, you are the original superheroine. And as much as people don't like the DC, whatever, the DCU, the DC universe, as much as people flip-flop back and forth about that and things about Superman and Affleck, Batman, and whatever, I think Diana, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman has been a shining light in that, and I really enjoyed Wonder Woman, and that to me was the groundbreaking movie. And to see Marvel sort of do little things in the movie to like congratulate themselves on finally having a female lead is kind of like, guys, you had 10 years, you had a 10-year head start, and DC still beat you to it, so take it down a little notch. I really love Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, and she's an awesome character, and the story was great, but it's not as groundbreaking as Marvel would like to think that they are being. So that's what I have to say about that. And what do I want to do? I'm going to use Beyond in the inner corner. It's this beautiful purpley, pinky, fuchsia, whatever. Not quite in the inner corner because I do still want to put something lighter in there, but yeah, we're just gonna put a little bit of bright pink in there. See how this goes. I think it's all kind of blending together at this point because my skills are not up to par, but I do think it's very pretty. It's very intense, which seems like a palette from Alyssa Edwards should be pretty intense. And again, this is the first time I'm using this palette, so I haven't really figured out what I want to do with it. So I think I lost track of what I was saying about the Marvel universe, but basically I kind of fell off and I haven't gotten back on yet, and for a while it sort of filled that hole for me because of Captain America and because of Loki. I think that's where I started on this whole train of thought. Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I thought there were moments in Thor that made me laugh out loud, but his performance in that movie and the way he just kind of stole the show, that's sort of what kept me in the MCU. I'm super excited that Loki's gonna have his own series. And again, I haven't seen Infinity War. I know something terrible happens to him. Spoiler alert, even though I've not seen it, so it's not really a spoiler. But I assume that Endgame just rights all the wrongs, and basically time travel and multiple universes and comic booky weirdness. So but yes, very, very excited about Loki's series. Expecting quite a bit of fallout, but I don't, either I'm being really careful or there just isn't that much with this, so that's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Probably do a little bit more blending here on the outer edge. But it's kind of like messy, like Gem and the Holograms, 80s style. Which, not gonna lie, that is my jam, 80s style, Gem and the Holograms. I don't do it a lot, but I like it. I like it a lot. Take this BH Cosmetics brush and we're gonna go into Beast, this black, and see how pigmented she is. Because Noir by Anastasia is one of the best blacks. And so we'll just see how Beast measures up. That's pretty good so far. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think that Funko needs to get on that Gem and the Holograms rock candy. I know they did the 2 pops. They did Gem and Pizzazz. I don't know how well they sold because they were just one of those ones that were like, they were around and then they were gone. So I'll have to go check around for them again to see if I can find them. And it's made me kind of sad that rock candy, they've not really been doing anything with it. I think they did like 1 for San Diego Comic-Con, and then they haven't really brought anything else out. It's like 1 and 2 at a time, and that's kind of it, and it's sort of disappointing a little bit. I'm going to use my Omrizy highlight for the inner corner. Let's see right there. I'm just going to put it in with the pinky. I have rediscovered this highlighter, and now that I've gotten past like the first layer, I am really, really loving it. It's been so fun to wear in the summer. This beautiful, like, almost white gold. Yeah, it shows texture, but like, that's what it kind of a highlighter does. It highlights things, so. So I'm feeling like some super 80s realness, at least in the mirror I am with this. I need bigger hair, clearly, for this look. So what are you excited about that was introduced at D23? I thought there's a lot of fun things, and D23 has sort of grown into this really cool Disney Comic-Con, I guess. Well, I guess duh, it's a Disney convention, but they reveal so much more there now than they used to, now that they have so many things in their stable. This is the Colourpop Brownie Points mascara. I really, really like it. It's brown, but it's not a bright brown. I saw that they released some Mandalorian pops for the D23. I think it's Expo only, which again, like the Sith Trooper, is like, why can't the other fans get their hands on this stuff? Like, it's not fair, but you know, I'm sure there'll be a million other versions of it coming out and I'll be able to get my hands on one. So I can't pout too much, but it's just kind of like not as fun because they're not really releasing any new characters or anything. There's just been a lot of exciting, fun news coming out from Disney lately, and I know we're all supposed to hate Disney because they own everything, and you know, that's a legit concern. I hate giving them all of my money for everything, but the reality is that they do frickin' own everything, so what are you gonna do? I am going to try my new Smith & Colt concealer. This is the Cancelled concealer, and this is 130 warm, so I'm gonna see how that looks on my skin. And it's a very Tarte Shape Tape style concealer with the big wand. And I'm just gonna use concealer today. I'm not gonna use any foundation. So we're gonna see how this goes. I can tell right away it's not as thick as the Shape Tape. Definitely need quite a bit more. Whereas with Shape Tape you just sort of dot it on and it just goes as long as it can. This seems a bit thinner. I'm just gonna do, since my sponges are drying, I've just washed them and they're drying, I'm gonna use a foundation flat brush. It definitely has an interesting fragrance, which I don't know if it's just supposed to be the makeup-y smell or if it's actually supposed to have like a smell. Cover up that red a little bit more. Yeah, it seems like I'm gonna have to, with the brush, at least layer it a bit. So hopefully with the sponge and a little bit of Fix Plus, this will work a little bit better than with a brush. It's not necessarily, like I can still see freckles and things, but you don't necessarily want the thick shape tape thing going on when you're just sort of doing a weekend look like this that's coming off right away anyway, so it's good so far. It's okay. So, not canceled yet. We're gonna do some Ojai Soft Focus powder in light. I think next we're going to do some bronze, Anastasia Rosewood Bronze. You can see with my nice and my Ojai Rose Gold blush with the colors Rose Petal and Marigold. Start with Rose Petal. So just a pretty pinky because with these pink eyes you don't have to go too nuts with the cheeks. And then going into Marigold, the shimmery topper, which deepens everything up. And I love a shimmery topper. You can see how that just sort of brings everything out. And then we're going to go back to my Amrezy highlight to top it all off with my beautiful Sigma highlight brush. And I think I'm just gonna glow today because I feel like glowing. I need a little glow in my life right now because I'm feeling just a little dull and just need a little pick-me-up right now. So, ooh, that is a shiny nose. But I think I'm just gonna go with it. Don't think I'd walk out the door like this, but I'm just gonna go with it for now. Really think too much? Just what I was going for. We're gonna finish off the look with lips. This is the Ultra Blotted Lip from Colourpop in Ojai There. And the trick to using these is you don't line your lips first, you kind of start on the inside and blur out. Anyway, that's how it works for me, and I think it works nice this way. And as soon as it dries down, it doesn't tend to move. I really enjoy the Ultra Blotted Lip formula. It is one of my favorites. When they came out with the California set and they came out with a whole set of them, I was like, yes. And they haven't really done anything else with them, so I've been super excited for all the Colourpop releases that are coming out. but I've been more excited for like the other stuff other than the palettes, like all the other like accessorizing things like the blush sticks and the lip tints and the lip scrubs and all that kind of other stuff. But they haven't really brought out any ultra blotted lips, which I'm kind of been disappointed about because I want more. I like them. So, alright, so weird hair aside, because this hair is not really doing anything for me today, this is the finished look. A little bit overdone, a little bit shiny, a little bit 80s, and I'm really liking it. So I'm glad I was just able to sit down and talk to you guys. I know I'm not the best at doing these get ready with me's. I kind of ramble. I'm definitely not the most talkative person in the world, but I just want to sit down with you guys and share with you what's going on with my life and what I'm really into right now. I hope that whatever you take away from my videos, that you take away that it's okay to be geeky and it's okay to be girly, and those things are not opposites. You can do both, and I do both. I'm not saying I do both well, but I think I'm a pretty good geek, and I'm not too bad with makeup either. So I hope that you guys just enjoyed spending some time with me, getting to see some of my new products, my new palette, and my new concealer, and my sort of new blotted lip, and some new brushes and stuff. I am really enjoying the makeup that I have right now. I only bought 3 things during the Sephora sale. I brought 2 brushes and a travel size fragrance. That was it. I'm not super into what's coming out in makeup right now. I got my eye on that Jackie Aina palette. Other than that, I'm not really feeling the new Norvina Volume 1, but I'm so far really impressed with this. The look that I got out of it is really fun, and I hope you guys liked it, and yeah. So let me know your thoughts down below on anything geeky or girly, and don't ever think the two have to be separate. So thank you so much for joining me. I really love hearing from you. Hope to hear from you soon, and see you in the next video. Bye.